Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Motivation Monday, March 4th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. It's such a pleasure to be back in a whole new month. Easter will be here before you know it, Fashion Dolls. Please forgive me for my tardiness. I had to make sure that I upload the OOTD, which is the outfit of the day, and I had to make sure that everything was set up right. So let's get into it with our very special guest, Stephan Morris. Now, he is a part of the Queens Men Fashion Group, and I'm super excited to have him here in the dollhouse with me. This is his first time, so I'm going to go ahead and send him this link. But it's been a lot going on. Paris Fashion Week has been continuing on, and it is definitely award show season. So I'm excited to see what is going to be coming up on the red carpet for award show season for this year. And it's so many events that's going to be taking place, Fashion Dolls, like y'all just don't even know. So let me go ahead and send this to Stefan so that we can get right into today's show. Now, as y'all can see, I am definitely dressed for spring attire today, and I hope you guys all are doing awesome and amazing. It feels great to be back, kicking off the new week, new start, new month. We are officially in spring. The weather has kind of shifted a little bit, and I'm super excited to see what is to come for fashion for the spring season this year, this month. Now, I hope you guys all have protecting your mental health. I know you guys have seen the news, so make sure that you guys are staying intact and in tune with your mental health. Protect your peace. That is key. That is important. These breaks have been very great for me because I've been able to regroup, come back rejuvenated, and feel even more amazing. So, without further ado, let's get into this conversation with our very, very special guest, Stephan Morris, ladies and gentlemen. Waiting a minute. There we are. Hello,
Up?
hello,
What's up?
handsome. Welcome to the dollhouse. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. It is such a pleasure to have you here. Happy Monday.
Thank you. Happy Monday to you too. I've been waiting on this because I think we talked about this like November or something like that.
Correct. And
It's
I was
been a
just
while.
about to say it. We set this interview up November
Yeah.
2023, and I marked that date on our calendar. So this has been in the works. So before we get into your journey, how has 2024 been for you so far?
It's been busy, but it's been a good busy. It's I model with the Queensmen, and we have a lot of stuff going on. We have lots of coming up, even more stuff coming up now. And then I have my personal stuff, my personal businesses that I own and I run myself. So it's like been real busy, and I'm just now getting over flu from last week, so it's like I got to get back into that. So yeah, but I mean,
Don't say that I had
it's,
a
it's been,
cold and I'm just recovering too.
but it's been good. It's been good. I've been loving it. It's been good.
And as I mentioned, introducing you in our introduction, Paris Fashion Week is going on, so we'll get into that. But all the Queens Men Fashion Group, which you're a part of,
Yeah.
and two of your group members, your colleagues, I've interviewed, which is Cleveland and Mr. Milton. I've had them both here on the show as well too, and we had a great time as we always do in the Dollhouse. But before we get into the Queens Fashion Group, tell us, who is Stephan Morris? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Stephen Mans is. I'm a regular guy. The thing about me is I'm not the conventional model. I'm not in the mirror all day. I'm not, primping, and I have a morning facial that I do and stuff like that. I don't do all of that. I'm a regular dude. I uh, I own a trucking company, so I like big trucks. I like cars. I like going to the drag strip and stuff like that. I'm a regular guy. I like going to the gun range. I would go outside and get some dirt on my fingernails. It doesn't bother me. So I'm not really conventional model. So I'm just a regular dude.
Rugged, very
Rugged.
rugged, and there are models out there like that. So, who are some of your top favorite male models that are in the industry? Because back then there were very few. There was only one, and that was Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, he was cool, but I mean, I kind of did it. I'm not really a follower. I mean, I have
Yeah.
my favorites. I'm not really a follower. I'm a kind of a trailblazer myself. I just get, if I have something on my mind I want to do, I just
Yep.
go do it, whether I have, you know, someone in front of me or not. But actually, the funny thing about it, a lot of the male models that I actually look up to are really my brothers that I have in the Queensmen, because I mean, I call though one of the guys you interviewed, Milton, I call him Uncle Mill because I feel like he's done everything under the sun. He knows everything, so it's like if you have a question, ask Milt. So I call him my Uncle Milt. And Cleveland, man, Cleveland has done literally everything.
Commercial,
So
print, runway,
yes, he's done
magazine cover,
everything.
everywhere.
That dude is off the chain awesome. I mean, it's just so much talent right there in front of me, like just right around me now. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
And it's amazing to see the brotherhood between all of you men. And what I love about it is that it's people that look like us. There's people that look like us because in the fashion industry, in the modeling industry specifically, there were very few black models. And I see the change now happening finally, where we're seeing inclusion and diversity with models of color. So, especially male models, because back then the women were dominating. You
Right,
had Tyra, you had Naomi,
right.
you had Beverly Johnson. I mean, it's so many. I could go on and on. And I've had the pleasure of sitting with Cara Young, who's worked with Revlon makeup. She's done Maybelline. She's done Giorgio Armani. She's done Chanel. I've had the honor of sitting with so many prestigious top supermodels. Connie Fleming, Carol Miles. She walked in Terry Mugler show, and yesterday was the Terry Mugler show in Paris.
Okay.
So I mean, the list goes on and on. We're seeing the shift of diversity for models of color, and they're giving pushback saying, okay, what's going on behind the scenes as far as the hair and the makeup. But what I love about this company, and that's why I reached out to you, I said each guy has their own individual look, and you definitely stood out to me because Cleveland, he is the top model. He loves to be. He's on the covers of the magazines.
He's
He's done catalog.
the man.
He's done it all. Right.
Yeah.
And then you have Milton. Milton does photography and he models as well too. So, but you are a little bit different. You're like you said, you like to get your hands dirty. You're not afraid. And it's one male supermodel, or was it a female in particular, that is the same way. They don't, when it's time to get ready for the photo shoots, it's time. But other than that, outside of that, they don't mind getting their hands dirty. They like trucks. They like all of that. I just can't figure out which model that is in particular. So I'm thinking Tyson, because Tyson rides bikes,
Right.
and I mean, it could have,
Yeah.
but everybody
I
has
love
their
bikes.
yes.
I, yeah, I mean, I have my alter ego, which is called the Lock King. So for obvious reasons, so I can transform into the Lock King when I'm ready to get on a runway or something like that. And you also have just a little bit of arrogance when you go on the runway, just to make it good. But the Lock King's completely different from Stephen because I'm humble, I'm cool. Um, the Queen might call me bougie every now and then, but I mean I'll take that one. I'll take that. But yeah, I mean I'm the opposite of a model. So I turn into the Lock King when I need to, but once we're off the runway, I mean we're just a bunch of guys that we're cool. We're brothers for real. I love those dudes, man. I love the Queen. The Queen put everything together, so she does everything for us. And so I just love those guys. Whenever we get together to do a show or something, when we leave, it's funny because we're texting each other like, man, I miss y'all, man. I'm on the plane. I'm almost home, but I miss y'all. I can't wait to get back together with y'all. I mean, everybody's like boo-hoo and going back and forth. It's like a real family. Like, you come together for an event, and then when everybody goes home, you miss them. So, we call each other just about every day and stuff like that. And we have our own little messaging board, so where we just if we just miss each other, we just get on the message board to see what somebody said. It's like, hey, we laugh and talk all day and whatever. But yeah, man, I love those guys are family for real.
And Avinet says Queens men withdrawal.
Yes, That's exactly what we call it. It's exactly what it is. As soon as we leave, because she has us, whenever we leave, we always have to, say when we get to the airport and when we're going to change flights and stuff like that, just to keep everybody updated on where we are, make sure we're good. But as soon as we leave, I mean, but before I get from the Airbnb to the airport, I'm like, man, Nick, man, I miss you, dog. Where you at? Or Cleveland, or yeah, I'm just hitting up Caleb or somebody. It's like, man, I miss y'all. Can't wait to see y'all again. My Uncle Milt, I can't wait to see you again. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely Queensman withdrawal every time we leave each other.
And what I love about this company is that it is owned by a Black woman.
Yeah.
And it is Women's History Month. So it's crazy that a Black woman has her own modeling agency. She has the guys, and the guys are there protect. That's what I love about this company, and that's what's so unique about it, is that Black people, the culture, Black fat in general, Black fashion, Black collective. I'm all about supporting Black designers, Black models, Black everything, because we know how anti-Black the fashion industry is, and how they only want a certain look. And if you look at the color of my hand right
Right,
here,
right,
that's the look we're born for. But what I love about it is that you gentlemen are pushing the boundaries for what is supposed to be the standard of what beauty is, in general, as it pertains to Black models. Each and every one of you have your own look, your own aesthetic, your own thing. And you said when you go on the runway, you turn into the Lot King. You made me think of somebody that I've interviewed, and that will be Anthony Knight, because when he says he's on the runway, he transforms and he's a completely different person. Like, he's serious, he's focused. When he walks out there, he is focused on it. And that's what it is supposed to be as it pertains to models, because you're not only modeling the garments, but you are telling a story.
exactly.
And you're bringing that piece to life. And I tell people this all the time: the clothes don't wear you. You wear the clothes. You make that look come into
Right.
reality. And you are welcome, girl. You are welcome. Yes, I'm all about supporting Black fashion brands, Black entertainers, Black collectives, because there's so many Black models and designers out here that just do not get the credit firsthand. And that's why I created my platform, is because I want to see people who look like me. And as I said, the fashion industry has been programmed that it's got to be European, tall, blue eyes, and thin. And that's not the case.
No.
So we're seeing that shift with models of color, like Precious Lee, plus size model. It's so many out here that I can name. But that's what I love about this. And not only that, is that you gentlemen have a brotherhood, a camaraderie. And I've seen the photos of all of y'all together, and y'all would be taking reels and goofing off and having a good time behind the scenes. What is the funniest thing that has ever happened to you backstage at a runway show?
The funniest thing, uh, with these guys, they do so much funny stuff. I could just run
Uh-oh.
down a list of all kind of stuff, but it's like, um, I don't know. The funniest things, I guess, would be the Queen, seeing her face, because she likes to be in the background. She likes to be, she'll get us ready and say, okay, y'all go out, y'all network, y'all do what y'all do, and I'm gonna be over here in the corner. I'm just chilling. And it's funny when she tries to hide, and people come, they sniff her out, like that. Okay, and people come to her. They want to be Queensman. They want to walk for her. They want to get her designs and stuff like that. And then she's just running. And then there'll come a time when we will go on the runway. Then when we get off the runway, they want her to come on and speak. She's like, now you look, we're gonna designate somebody to speak. It's not gonna be me. Y'all gonna have to go speak. And so it's the funny part about her is running away from the spotlight. She's the queen. She can't get away from the spotlight, but she tries her best.
And she said, don't tell
I
Queens
see.
in
I
business.
see that. that's
Now,
that's the lightest Queensman's business right there. I'm being light. But I know
and
you spoke about the designers earlier.
yeah,
Also, we have a designer, and one of the Queensmen also a designer. Shamar, he design he some of his designs gets on the runway when he wears his own stuff. A couple of other guys wear, Anthony wears his stuff sometimes. So it's like he is a cold designer, man. If y'all want to check out some serious suits, some bad stuff, his name is Shamar. Hey, go by the Queensman page. Look up Shamar. Man, that dude is cold. That dude is cold. He's with everything he does is cold.
That's unique because I've never really, you barely really hear about models designing their own clothes. Well, Jacqueline Smith, that's a whole different situation. I love her, Charlie's Angels,
Right.
but black models, you hardly ever hear about them designing their own clothes. So that's crazy. They dabble in other things, like Winnie Harlow. She has her skincare line. So everybody has their own brand, their own niche. So shout outs to these gentlemen for creating their own pieces, modeling their own pieces. Because sometimes when you're backstage at fashion shows, the designer will say, you put this on, and just like, okay, this is not big enough for me, or it's too small, and you got to make it work. So, hey, I commend all the models out here going and creating their own pieces, because that's what it's about. Wanting to make it look like perfection.
And I love the fact that the way the queen is, everything is set up behind the queen. So the way the queen has us set up, it's everything fits, because everything that I wear on the runway, the queen makes sure it fits me. It's just for me. It's tailored to my body. It's tailored. Cleveland's clothes are tailored to him. Everybody's clothes are tailored to themselves. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's great. And any alterations we need to do, she knows how to do it, because she has her own brand, her own line. And Shamar, he can do whatever, if you need hemmed or let it out or whatever you got to do, whatever, they get it done. It's funny because we rehearse and stuff at the Airbnb before we get ready to go to a show, and then we all go to bed. All the queens, the queen puts all the queensmen to bed, so she's up ironing, sewing, and putting stuff in our model bags and all stuff like that. And my model bag is basically right behind me, but she bring them, and then she'll load the model bag. So in the morning when we get up, all we gotta do is grab our bags, grab the bag with your name on it, go get in the truck, let's go. But yeah, that's it's really cool being in a group like this with someone taking care of you like that, to where you're not just walking, got to do everything by yourself and trying to figure out everything on your own. She checks out everything before we get there, and it's like we're focused and we're taken care of. So shout out again to the queen.
Absolutely. And my mom said this to me. For me as a woman, she said, it takes a woman to run a village. So Avenette is doing an amazing job with this, because you gentlemen, it's like when she says formation, get in formation, and you guys get in formation. And I've seen the looks of you guys walking out on the runway, everything. I've seen video clips and everything. She says, wow, hearing it, outlook, I do a lot. Yeah. It takes a village.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this other little bit of Queensland business. I'm gonna let y'all know, because a lot of people come up to us and it's like, hey, I want to be a Queensman. I have friends of mine. It's like, hey, I want to do that too. It's like, are you sure? Because they see us on the runway and they see, okay, they just come out and they do this interactive modeling and then we leave, and it's like, nah, you don't see the hours and hours we put in the night before. And Miss Avenette, the queen, don't play. Like, we're going to get this done. We're going to do this. When we get it down, we're going to get it down now. Come, let's go. Let's go. And when she said get information, every one of us will get information at that time in a hurry, because she does not play. So, yeah. But we love her, though. We love her.
And I'm so glad that you touched on that, because a lot of people will say, oh, I want to be a model. They think it's easy. But when they see the process of what goes on behind the scenes, it's a lot more to it than just walking out on the runway and taking pretty pictures. It's a lot more to it.
Right.
So you have to go overseas. You have to make sure that you have your right measurements. And with her managing a group of men, each man has their different has different measurements. Whereas if you're a woman's measurements, our measurements are completely different than a man's. So you're gonna have broad shoulders on a guy. One guy's gonna have wide. I mean, it's different
Right,
things.
right. And we're
So
all different sizes. We're all different sizes, all different builds. So it's like, yeah. And she makes sure that each one of our, everything from the shirt to the jacket to the pants, everything fits perfectly on every person. So yeah. So yeah, she does so much. So it's like, man,
sis, and each queen's men has different communication styles as well.
yes, we do. She's always saying she has to learn. We have to learn one person. We have to learn her, but she has to learn 10 different ways to communicate because all of us we don't click on the same level. So it's like, talking to Shamar on a certain level, you come with me the same one. It's like, I'm not really feeling you on that, man. We're not doing that. So she has to click over to, okay, like King now. Then, you have the Lock Prince, and you have Lock King, then you have Shamar, then you have Cleveland, then you have Caleb, and stuff like that. So it's a lot for her to do, and we kind of we got to give her a little greater on the curve because it's like she got a lot going on. So I always give her a little leeway because it's like, okay, I understand you got a lot going on. I don't do that much because of the job that I have. So I know she works a lot.
And she says that it's well worth it. I love each one. Each guy, each one of you have each of you have your own different personality, and that's what's so unique about it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and we know where we're going. We spend a lot of time already together, and it's good the fact that we want to spend more time because I mean it's going to get to a point where we're traveling, and I mean we may be together 6 months at one time. So we have to be a family. So you can't be, it can't be just a business. It got to be a family. So, I really appreciate the queen. I appreciate my brothers. I appreciate my family. And have to send a shout
Absolutely.
out
No,
to her assistant Don. Cause without Don, I mean, she had to do all the stuff by herself. So shout out to Don one time.
sis, you need to cruise with us in June. We'd love to have you join.
Yes,
For real? Thank
yes.
you. Thank you so
She,
much.
she beat me
I've
to
never
it.
been on a cruise.
She beat me to it. Yeah.
I'm honored. I'm honored. I'd love to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a whole new reality, a whole different experience. I've never been
Bring
on a cruise.
bring the whole show on the cruise. Just bring the whole show on the cruise. Do the show from the cruise, from the boat, with all the
I,
guys at once.
I'd love to. Thank you so much. I'd love to. Oh, you'll be royalty with us.
Definitely.
I'd love to. Just tell me more. Oh my goodness.
I'm sure she'll
And
get with you. She'll get with you and get you all the details and everything. So that's 100 with me. I'm loving it.
definitely keep me posted. Let me know something. I'm honored. I'm at a loss for words because, as I've mentioned, speaking of travel, Paris Fashion Week is coming up. So, what are you guys? I know Avanet has some things planned for you, gentlemen. So, what is in store for you guys for this season with everything going on from Paris Fashion Week and then War Show season? It's a lot going on.
We have so much stuff going on. We get so many offers. A lot of times she tells us it's like she gets so many offers in that there are offers that we get that we don't take that we don't even know anything about. But the thing about yeah, like she said, we actually just got back from London just like a couple weeks ago. The first part of the middle to the end of February, the Queens were in London. We did a show in London. We had to start by New York for New York Fashion Week. Then we went from
Yeah,
there to London and then came back here. So yeah,
got you. Yes,
we
because
can't tell
Paris
them
Fashion
everything,
Week
sis.
is going on, and it's going to be a lot more. A lot more
Excellent.
shows coming up this season. This is going to be the busiest season, the busiest month, the busiest year ever. Because I mean, you got so many things that are going on. It's award show season, and not only that, but you got Paris Fashion Week that is going on as we speak. And then before you know it, it'll be Milan. I mean, it's so much.
Yeah. And we'll be back in, I'm pretty sure we'll be back in New York pretty soon. We have so much stuff going on in the cruise, and hopefully that's going to be coming an annual thing. The cruise will be a yearly deal. So it's like we have a lot of other things that we get that we have to decline because of all the stuff that we have coming up. So it's great to do other people's shows, but we kind of want to get into the real of doing our own stuff. Like we'll invite you to our show, the Queensman Cruise, the Queensman Show, the Queensman. You know, we kind of want to do. You know, it's great to get a check, but the best thing to do is to sign a check. We like to sign a
Absolutely.
check and like, okay, we're gonna give some checks away instead of worry about getting another. So, yeah, for our own shows, and that's where the Queen's mindset is really, she's down for us and really making things happen for us. Oh, and she said merch coming soon. I forgot about that too. We have so much stuff going on. It's like I said, you got to get to the boat because it's like and talk to everybody because we have so much stuff going on. Just as the Queensman, not even our outside stuff.
Definitely. I'd love to know more. But merch, you guys have merch coming, so that's exciting.
We
And I'm
have
pretty sure that there's a lot more as well
Queensman
too.
shirts. We have a couple of different brands now, but this one right here is just for us. We have our own bags, we have our own stuff, so it's like it's just rolling out. Just waiting for the Queen to let it go to release it.
So we have to stay tuned on that to see what else is coming with the merch and everything.
Yeah.
You even have socks. Look at that.
Yes, we have socks also. We have by the time we get done, we'll have full suits. We'll have a full fashion show with just Queensman stuff.
I love it. And black owned designers. It goes back to what I said, black owned designers, black owned businesses.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see everything come together, the merch and everything. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So you got your merch, you got all of your shows, you got everything that's going on. What is next for Stephan? Because you have your brand also too.
I have my brand, but honestly, the way I got my businesses going, I want to get them where they can take care of themselves, and I can just deal with Queensman stuff because the Queensman stuff is so much. Just about everything that we have going on outside, each one of us have going on outside, it's going to have to be automated because we're going to have so much stuff going on with Queensman that we really won't have time to do anything else. Like I said, I see us because we've been together for just a tad bit over a year now, and we've already been to New York twice. We've been to LA Fashion Week. We've been to Vegas 2 or 3 times. We've been to London. This just within a year. So, by next year, it's no telling where it's going to be. And like I said, we already got merch coming out. We already have our own cruise coming, and it's just blowing up. The queen is sitting at home where she's always messing with us because she's like, y'all think I'm just sitting at home twiddling my thumbs, don't you? It's like, nah, all this stuff didn't come out of the air. That was you. If you're twiddling your thumbs, just on your phone, working on something else. So, yeah, I mean, it's blowing up. I figured it would blow up just by the way, that she's the kind of businesswoman she is, but I didn't never know it was going to go this fast, this far, this fast. So I'm like, I'm sitting back waiting, just enjoying the ride. Like, okay, let's go. What do you want me to do next?
She's planning something. I know it.
Oh, she's always.
I know it because
Always.
we're now going into the spring. Spring, and then before you know it, the summer, which means beach season. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to have to do swimwear week. It's so much that is going to be coming up that you won't even have the time. It's going to be like, wow, I'm so booked. This crazy with all of these shows that are coming up,
Mhm.
all of these events in this type of weather from the spring, summer. So it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of uh, suitcase months, living out of a suitcase for a few months. So, and I'm ready for it. Everybody, they know, everybody, all the queens know where we're going. We talk about it a lot, so we know where we're going, and everybody's excited about, yeah, I'm ready to get out of this job situation and get on this plane and go from this plane to this plane to this plane to this plane to this boat and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
And I can't wait to see what you gentlemen, as well as the Queen, have in store for this year, this season. And I said this when I kicked off this season, right? It's my 18th season. I said, this is the season of purpose. And she says that it's coming. God promised me. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that'll tie in today's final thought, which I'll do at the end of the show
Okay.
because you just touched on
Okay.
something. But this is the year of purpose. 2024 is the year of purpose and making things happen. And you guys are making things happen in 2024. It's all coming to fruition. It's all coming together. So, what else am I seeing for the Queens Men Fashion Group? I am seeing Met Gala. I'm seeing so many other bigger events. You've got Fashion Week. You've already been to New York Fashion Week. You've already been to London Fashion Week. Paris Fashion Week is going on. There's going to be, we just had the BAFTAs, the British Fashion. So I'm manifesting that in the future for all of y'all. That's what I'm seeing.
We receive it. We receive it. Definitely.
Absolutely. And you put it out there because I've had this happen before when I did my interview with one of my guests. He kind of dropped a hint and alluded to it, and I said, oh, okay. So he said, I'm going to be playing a hip hop artist. And 2 days later, after we did our interview, I see him in a trailer for a Wu-Tang film, a Wu-Tang saga film, something. So I said, oh, this is the project that he was hinting and alluding to. So if you put it out there in the universe, it's coming. Queen says, y'all have a reality show pilot that is coming as well.
Yes.
Are you excited for
Uh,
that?
I'm loving it. We shot the pilot already, and it's like it was so much fun. It's I just love it. It's like you instantly become a quote unquote star. So it's like I love it. I mean, there's we have cameras following us around all the time when we're together anyway. So it's like so we have a lot of stuff that we figure that should probably be on on mainstream. It should be seen. So it's like it's a lot of funny stuff, a lot of uh, behind the scenes of how we get together, how we get ready, and how everything works out. So it's a lot.
I love seeing the behind the scenes of what goes on in a fashion show because it's chaotic backstage. There's a lot of ripping, tearing, buttoning up, fastening up. I mean, it's a lot that goes on backstage in a fashion show. A lot of people think that you just come out, oh, it's pretty, we're going to take pictures. No, backstage is even more chaotic. And I have family in New York, like my sister, and then I have cousins there in Brownsville. So it's crazy. And my sister's like in the main part. She's like in the region where the fashion shows are. So I can only imagine what goes on backstage. I've seen clips. I said, wow, this is crazy.
The,
But when they get out on the runway, it's a whole different thing.
right. The thing about us, because of the queen, she does everything beforehand. So a lot of the ripping and going on so like that, we don't have to do that. So a lot of our backstage is all antics. It's all it's all funny stuff. It's all antics. Now, when we get there, of course, the moment we get out of the car, it's we become Queensmen and we're about business. But because she's got us spoiled where everything is already done for us so much. So then when we have time between the time we actually get dressed and time we get on the runway, we can play around a little bit. So it's always something funny happening behind the scenes or whatever, behind backstage. Or we're watching someone rip and tear and try to run back around. It's like, we already got everything done. So, we'll just, chuckle at them and go ahead and go on the runway. but yeah, it's not only at the reality show, not only for the backstage of the shows, but you actually get some time at the Airbnb with us, at the hotels with us, and stuff like that. So you get the real behind the scenes.
That means you. I just seen the comment. That means you, says Carrie Favor. Attaching to you means winning season. Oh, thank you. I'm honored. Someone told me this. You're like a good luck charm, and I'm just like, my thing is, I believe in manifestation. Whatever you put out in the universe,
Right.
in return, you're gonna get back full circle. So it's just like you speak it into existence, and it happens. That's the type of person I am. So I believe in it firsthand.
Yeah, I see, as far as putting somebody in the universe, I see you going with us on a lot of stuff. I can see you, like, our media person, because I mean, I've done research and I've watched a lot of your interviews. That's why I was so excited about coming to this interview, because it's like it's good, it's fun. She has fun. It's a fun interview. It's not like, like you're in court and you're just like, okay, you have to sit here and you just answer this question and go to the next one. It's like a couple of friends just sitting there chit chatting and talking, like, hey, what's next? What's going on now? And it's, I was looking forward to it. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Okay, I'm ready for this interview. So yeah, I love it. I love it, and I see, you, like I said, I would love to see you do this on the ship with all 10 of us. I would love to see you on the reality show. Just a friend of the Queensman. So it's like, this is our media person. So we're gonna do the interview. It's gonna be Miss Stevie.
And you said 10. I thought it was like 6, but it's 10 of you.
It's
So it's
10.
like, my God.
It's 10. We myself and Cleveland always mess with the Queen, because whenever she brings another guy in, or we're auditioning a guy, like, the Queen's pregnant again. Oh my God, she's pregnant again. Here come another one. But yeah, we're at 10 right now, and I'm not sure she's gonna leave it at 10, but she's probably. I think she said once before she's looking for 12. But yeah, it's 10. It's 10 now. We have a few temps, the guys that are just starting and they're temporary and stuff like that. So what up to the temps? And but everybody we have right now is awesome. Even the temps, these guys. If I didn't tell you who the temps were, you'd never know. If you watch us walk down the runway, you'd never know, because I mean, these guys, they understand the work part of it, and they get in and they do the work, and they can take criticism and correction really well.
Yeah.
And they'll get it done. So it's like, man, these guys actually do some work. These actually, they get into it. They get in there with us, and nobody's crying about, okay, we're gonna do another hour. We're gonna do it again. Do it again. Nobody's, oh man. It's like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to fix that? Is my shoulders okay? Is my head right? Am my feet, walking right? Whatever. Also, it's like, they shout out to them, because they in there doing their thing.
And it's 10 of you. So how is it like, do you guys also assist the Queen and make sure that each guy has, like, okay, making sure that you're on point? So it's like having 10 brothers. How do you guys
Right.
do it?
It's exactly like having 10 brothers. It's exactly like having 10 brothers. We we assist when we need to. A lot of the original Queensmen, like myself and Cleveland, and a couple Shamar, a couple other guys, we assist when we need to. But really, the Queen's got it. 8 or 9 times out of 10, she's got it. So yeah, you really don't have to step in too much with her. She can hold on or whatever. But when we go places, you have to understand, she does have 10 big guys around her at all times. So she's not the person you want to mess with around us, because we're very, very, very protective of her. But she's just a protective of us. So it's like it's a family thing. So yeah, but as far as the modeling and the rehearsals and stuff like that, yeah, she's got it. She's got it. If she needs help, she'll tell us. If I need your help, I'll ask you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I know who to ask. But yeah, I mean, it's just the whole situation is just fun. It's like being on vacation with your family every time we go somewhere. It's great. It's these guys are my brothers. I love them to death, just like my mom had them herself. So it's like, and I love the queen. I mean, even when she gets on us, it's like, okay, I'm the type of person. I never like try. I'll never get upset about it. It's like, okay, she tells me
Right.
something. Okay, let me get this down so I can make sure I'm focused and I can get this down and do what I need to do. And so a lot of the other guys are the exact same way. It's like, okay, let's figure out where the disconnect is and what we need to do. Do I need to slow down? Do you need to speed up? Do we need to start on the left foot, right foot? What we're going to do, and we'll get it together because it's interactive modeling, so it's not just walking down the runway and turn around and come back. We have a lot of crisscrosses and a lot of stuff going on, so it's like, yeah. So it's
And the tough love is constructive criticism. So when
yes,
she says something, you
yeah,
guys take that constructive criticism in the fashion world. Because I've watched America's Next Top Model. I've watched all of these shows where if you're walking on the runway, you're going to have people that are going to be critical of the walk, going to be critical of everything. So it's got to be on point, perfect. So
yeah, it does. It has to be perfect because the queen's gonna let you know if it's not perfect. So a lot of times if I'm walking along with somebody, I'm like, hey, after rehearsal, like, hey, come here, let's do this again. Because I want to I need everybody to be on point, because if someone makes a mistake, it's not that person made a mistake. It's the queensman made a mistake. So it's like, but we're all very serious about not making mistakes and getting stuff done on point like it's supposed to be.
So, what is the best piece of advice that the Queen has given you? Because I'm pretty sure she's each had a conversation with each of you gentlemen. What is the best piece of advice that she's given you?
The best piece of advice that she's given me would be to basically, to do me and be myself. It's like when you go down there, you go down the runway, you leave all the smoke, but do it your way. You don't try to be, because I mean that's another thing about me. Like I said, I do my own thing, so I don't look at anybody else or try to be Cleveland or try to be Milton or whatever else. It's like, nah. She's like, I got a Milton and I got a Cleveland. I need you to go be the Lock King. So go do it your way. And I go and I do what I do, and I mean, if she needs to correct it or tweak it or whatever, I'll tweak it. But yeah, her thing is like, she's always encouraging all of us to like, do you, be yourself.
And it goes back to what we said in the beginning of the interview when I asked you. I said, "Who was your favorite uh, male model?" And you said your brothers. And you said, "I'm not really like the average model. I do my own thing." And in this business, in the fashion world, you got to have something that sets you aside from other designers or other models. Naomi's not going to be like Cindy Crawford. Cindy Crawford is not going to be like Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is not going to be like Cindy. Each model has their own thing going and they have their own look. So that's what makes each and every one of the models in the fashion industry different and unique in their own way. Individuality is definitely a must, and originality is key. So bring your own personality, because you know your name, that person knows their name, he knows his name, because there's 10 of you gentlemen, and it's just like, okay, he knows his name, he knows his name, he knows what he's supposed to do, he knows what he's supposed to do, and the next person, and so forth and so on. So originality is definitely key. And I got asked that question before too. Somebody said, what makes you different from other hosts? I said, my personality. Everybody can have a great personality, but it's got to be something that mesmerizes and captures the heart. And I do it in a way where it's just like, what is it about her? The mystery is the key thing for me. So
Yeah, I
that's
just
what sets you apart
personality.
from other people.
I just love your personality.
Huh?
You have a calm. You're like just a cool personality. It's like, man, it's not even an interview. It's like we just chilling and talking. It's my homegirl I went to school with back in the day. We just gonna sit down and have a conversation. So that's what I love about your show and your personality and the way you do things. It's like it's just you're just everybody's homegirl. We just gonna sit down and have we're gonna chit chat for a little while. Just call. We're gonna chit chat for a little while and say what's up. So it's like I love that. So I was looking forward to this.
And that's what I do. I try to make it relatable to everybody because I've had guests come on the show and they will be so nervous to do an interview. I'm like, you're nervous. You're going to be fine. We're going to have a great time. So I assure my guests that all the time. We're going to have a great time here in the dollhouse. We're going to laugh and just chop it up. And sometimes the interview goes over because we're so engaged in the conversation. It's just like we lose track of time.
Right.
So my next question for you is, how do your brothers and you motivate yourself? Like when you're not on the runway, and as you said, Queens men withdraw early in the interview.
Yes.
How do you gentlemen keep each other motivated on your daily ongoing through activities?
Oh, we like I said, we have we have a WhatsApp page though that we can communicate on. So we're always checking that and looking back on that. And I mean, if I see something funny on the internet, I'll post it on there, or something inspirational, or Cleveland might have something, he might say something or whatever else. And you never know. A lot of times you have someone with, like Anthony will go on and put something on the page, and I might be having a certain day where I need something, and I go to the page and I see that, and it's like, man, I needed that. I really needed that. So yeah, we always hold each other up and keep each other going, just like that. And we're
Wow. And
checking.
everything is in sync. Like you said, you might be going something, or one of your brothers or one of the other gentlemen might be going through something, and they see it in the group and it uplifts them too. It's like, I already know. So that's crazy. It's just like you guys have, how can I say it? Not wonder twin powers, but brotherly powers, or a bond that is so powerful where it's like you pick up on things. And I'll give you an example. He was just in here, my fraternal, Alan Yankee. He'll pick up on something. It's like, get out of my head. How did you know I'm going through this? Or has that ever happened to each and every one of you gentlemen where you picked up on something? It's just like, I know what it is. I know what's bothering you.
It happens. It happens a lot. It's just, you have to just see where it's going to connect at. It might be, we might be at Airbnb and Cleveland might be going through something or whatever else, and you can tell because we've been together so long. When Cleveland comes in, it's like, okay, he ain't quite right. Something's wrong. But it'll connect to somebody, and somebody will say something where it'll bring him around or whatever. And we're real close, so we not only do we text each other or call each other, if I need something or whatever else, I have no problem going on the page, say, hey, I'm having this going on. I need somebody to pray for me, and they will actually get on there and pray for me. We do that for each other. So this is very, very serious. So it's like, I'm taking these are like my actual brothers. And whenever we go somewhere, when we're eating and stuff like that, it's like, we've been around each other long enough where we know if something wrong with the queen, something ain't quite right with her, or if something's wrong with Shamar or Caleb or somebody, it's like, you can pick up on it. If you're around a person long enough, you can tell when they're off. And we love each other enough to where it's like, if I see something's off with you, I'm gonna ask you about it, talk to you about it, like, hey, let's go back into the room or whatever, go upstairs and let's just have a conversation or whatever. So yeah, we check on each other a lot. So whether we're around each other or not, we check on each other a lot.
And what else I love about this company is that the camaraderie of black men, because black men have been programmed, just sweep it up under the rug, don't talk about it, don't cry, don't show emotion, something's bothering you, don't talk about it. The bond that you gentlemen have is beautiful. And I look at the pictures and I say, why can't more black men do this? Bond and talk about their issues. And what I love is that the brotherhood, where if something's wrong with one of the other gentlemen, you instantly find out what's wrong. If something's wrong with the queen, you go and you find out what's wrong with her. So we need more of this within the community, and that is black men and brotherhood. So the Queens men showcase that, and it is absolutely dynamic. because I've never seen anything like it before. I've seen it in some cases, but to see the camaraderie that you gentlemen have, and when you walk out on that runway, you do your job. But outside of that, outside of the runway, like you said, you go and you check on the next brother and see, okay, how are you doing? How's everything going? You normalize and prioritize and check on each other. Dynamic.
Well, the thing about
Dynamic.
a thing about that, as far as men, especially black men,
Yeah.
being vulnerable, a lot of times the way the world has everything set up, we don't have a safe space for that.
Mm.
Queensmen in this group, in the Queens, because I don't really go to a lot of different places to be vulnerable and tell my problems to people. You know, I have
Yeah.
people, if something wrong with me, I have people that might ask, but I'm like, no, I'm good, I'm fine. But within the Queensmen, we have created a safe space where it's like, if I got something going on with me, I can come to just about any brother or the queen herself and be like, look, this is what's going on with me. I have a problem with this. I have a problem with that. Da 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 da. And this, you know, this is what hurt me. Da 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 da. And I can do that, and they'll pray for me. They'll talk to me. They'll encourage me, and nobody will go outside the Queen. I won't have to hear about that outside the Queensland anywhere else. So it makes a very safe space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what I love is that black men, you're talking over your issues with each other, a brotherhood, feeding into each other, pouring into each other, and not only into each other, but as in the queen as well too. And that's why she's there. So the bond is unbreakable between you all. When I look at those pictures, when I'm scrolling down my feed and I'm looking at those pictures, I'm like, wow. And I've seen groups of black men talk about normalizing mental health, prioritizing brotherhood, and bonding with one another in a world where it's just like it's so much toxic masculinity, where black men have been programmed for so long. Don't talk about your issues. Don't talk about it. You know, don't tell nobody. Just sweep up on the black collective in general have been programmed. Don't talk about it. Don't tell nobody. You know what goes on and what we say. What goes on in this house stays in this house. But if it's causing me trauma,
Right,
talk about it.
right.
And what's beautiful is that you guys feed off of each other. And you see one person down, you go and talk to the next person. Just like you don't even have to know. It's just like you said with a mom or whatever. Your mom instantly knows things. And my mom's a Libra. I'm a Scorpio. So you know we're not really wrapped too tight. We're a little crazy. But she sees something wrong with me, she will instantly pick up on it. And I see something wrong with her being the child now, being her daughter. I will instantly pick up off. I can tell it in her voice. I can see it because I'm good at picking up on body language. I'm good at picking up on energies and vibes and things. And I say, something's wrong. My mom is angry.
Exactly.
We pick up on that instantly. So that's why I asked that question a little bit earlier about being in sync with each other and picking up on, okay, my brother's down today. Let me go see what's going on.
Right. And also, with what we do, we have to do that also. I mean, it's good that we do it. We do it for each other. But when you have someone that's off, the camera will definitely pick that up.
Yes.
Every time you pick it up, you'll see 9 faces that are genuine. You see that one face is like, something's wrong. And then
Not yet
that
there.
that
Not
whole thing
there.
is
Right.
stuck in time forever because it's in a photo. So it's like, yeah, we have to make sure that not only are we in line and walking the runway like we're supposed to, and we're ready for the pictures and stuff like that. That mentally we're there. Mentally we're good. That's a part of getting ready for the photos, and it's part of getting ready for the fashion shows and stuff like that. You got to be mentally there because
Because as you said, the
go
camera will
catch you
pick up
at
on it.
the wrong time, and it'll be frozen in time after that.
Daniel's Jerry. Hey, Daniel. He says that's awesome that you can be honest with things. Absolutely. And as Stephen said, the camera picks up on everything. So if you're having a group of people, because you said it's 10 of y'all, if you're having a group of people and one brother is off and that photo comes back and develop, and you're just like, where was you? What was you thinking about in that time, in that
Right.
moment? So a photo says 1,000 things.
And it doesn't lie. So it's going to catch everything that you're doing. So
every single details.
Yeah, I just
And Queen
I love
says,
the
go
fact
ahead,
that,
sorry.
oh, I'm sorry. So I love the fact that we have that safe space. That makes a world of difference.
Daniel wants to know also, do you gentlemen get to keep some of the outfits?
Some of the outfits, some of us, and some of the outfits. I'm gonna tell a little bit more Queen business. My outfits are actually in my closet. That's my actual bag. But a lot of the designers, if we're just walking for other people, um, they'll sometimes they'll let us have some stuff that we walk and but they have some the one of a kind stuff they'll take back. But everything that we walk in, everything that's code red, either we have it or the queen has it. So anytime we get ready to wear it again, she has it. So it'll come back to us.
Look at God, networking. Therese Love, who is a dynamic photographer, you guys need to go and check out his work. So, Queen, if you're looking for a photographer, this man right here knows exactly as the children would say, they understand the assignment, he understands the assignment. So, go and check out Therese Love, dynamic photography. You won't be disappointed at all. So definitely, I love linking people up, especially Black creators, Black photographers, Black filmmakers. I love networking people. Candace says the Queen's men are an inspiration and role models to young and to youth all around the world contemplating modeling in the future. And that was going to be my next question for you as well too. What advice would you give to young people that are looking to get into the business? Because I know getting in the fashion world, the modeling industry is a lot of work. A lot of people, as I said, stated think that it's just taking pretty pictures and walking on the runway,
Right.
but they don't see the other stuff that goes behind it as well too.
Well, here's another part of the Queensman. We also have a mentoring program that we actually have. A couple of our temps came from the mentoring program. So we have mentoring program mentors. We mentor different models and stuff like that. So we already do that. So yeah, we have a whole program for that where we not only teach you how to walk on the runway, teach you how to pose, but we also teach you about the behind the business end of it, and a lot of times, well, lately it's supposed to be separate, but lately, a lot of the people that we mentor usually come in to be a temporary Queensman.
Look at that. See, start them off young. And that's amazing that you guys are doing that because a lot of people start very young in the business. Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, a lot of them started in their teen years. So it's amazing that you guys are mentoring the youth and helping them jumpstart their modeling careers as well too, if they want to get into this business. Now, you said Las Vegas, and I've interviewed a model from Las Vegas. Her name is Sydney Webb, gorgeous. And she's just like, I'm trying to expand. Beautiful photography and everything. So you guys go and check her out. I've had her on the show a couple times. Her name is Sydney Webb, and
Well,
she is from the Vegas area. So beautiful, beautiful young woman.
yeah,
You're welcome, my love.
our youngest member he's a temporary member is Caleb. I think Caleb's 22.
See, starting young in the business, that's what you
He's
do.
he is 22. He can sing. He can do pretty much everything. Also, so he can sing. He has probably the best look of all of us. And then he's athletic and everything. He plays football, and him. He's an awesome guy, and he's extremely smart. If you ever, I need you. I need you to do a favor for me. I need you to interview Caleb. When you get to the vote, find Caleb. Interview. That will be the most interesting interview you've ever had because this guy is so freaking intelligent. We the Queen calls him Grey's Anatomy because he's just that kind of intelligent. So it's like, yeah, Caleb. You find Caleb. He's 22. He's the youngest one there. He's a little guy, but he is so cool. He is so cool, and he is so intelligent. He's most interesting one. So yeah, that's who you need to interview. That would be an amazing interview.
All right. We'll set it. We'll do it. We'll set it up.
Setting you up, buddy. I'm setting you up, Caleb.
And Queen says that she needs a few more models for the cruise and that she's looking for another photographer. Therese Love, I don't know if he's still in here or not, but again, check him out. He is amazing. And his photography is amazing as well, too. And Queen says most interesting. Caleb, yeah, I'd love to interview him.
Yeah.
I'd love to interview him.
That guy, she calls him Grey's Anatomy, and it's like that guy he's a trip. I love hanging with Caleb.
We'll definitely give you a platform to interview on the cruise. Thank you so much. So I have to check and see if I have anything planned for June. I don't know when you guys have in mind, but I know I'm officially booked up May. Yeah. So I have to see what I have for June, and we'll work something out from there. And I'll let you know once I check my books. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the 2nd through the 4th.
Okay.
We'll be in
Boston
on the 1st, and we'll get on the cruise the 2nd, or the 2nd through the 4th.
Okay. I'll see. I definitely will, because I want to be able to interview you all. It's 10 of y'all. I like a challenge. I'm very challenging. That's the thing about us Scorpios. We take things head on, and 10 of you, well, I've already got you, and I've already interviewed Cleveland and Milton, but the rest of the gentlemen, I have to interview them. So, especially Caleb, I'm willing to see him too. Caleb.
And you could also, end it all with talking all at the same time. You want to get stories, because I don't want to tell all cruising business by myself and get in trouble by myself. I got to have my brothers with me. So it's like, okay, we all in trouble. We all going to do this together. So. So when the Queen comes out there shaking her fist, it's like, hey, that's all of us. I'm not getting whooped by myself.
All right, fashion dolls. Do we have any? Hi, Sean. Welcome. We are here with Stephen Morris and the Queensmen Fashion Group. Do we have any questions? BTBJ says, great interview. Thank you for opening the doors for individuality, as we are all different in this generation, and the importance of unity. Absolutely. I believe that in the fashion world, it's all about creativity. It's all about freedom of expression, as Queen Abinette said in the comments earlier. It's about having your own individuality. Yeah. And I've learned that years getting into the fashion business. When I started this platform, when I started Style by Stevie, I said, what is going to make you different from other hosts, other talk show platforms? It's got to be relatable. And not only that, but you want it to be where it's warm, where it's inviting, where it's welcoming in. Because my mom, she told me, with even starting this platform, because our parents are sometimes reluctant about us doing things that they want us to go to college or become a doctor and things like that, but they get a little reluctant about it. But the best advice that she told me was, have your own personality. Right. Be who you are. Be your authentic, true self. And throughout the years, I've managed to do that, and I'm so thankful that I am seeking now the rewards of just being my individual true self. And that would be my advice to anybody else looking to get into the fashion world, or design, or model, or even be behind the lens with photography. Like, find something that sets you aside, because everybody has their own thing. It's like, as I would say, and I said this before, a gumbo. When you make a gumbo, you have so many different things in the gumbo. You have shrimp, you have tomatoes, you have all of these things. So find your flavor in the gumbo, shall I say, and find what works for you, because what might work for you might not work for the next person. And trust me, change can be scary for a lot of people. And I know for me, I've kind of doubted myself when starting this season, but this season, I must say, has been the best season ever, season 18, to be able to now do this in 2024 and continue on and have the success that I did when I first started. Because I started right after high school, 2014, and now we're still going strong. So
congratulations.
Full circle. Thank you. Full circle. My last question for you before we wrap up is, what was your pinch me moment? When was your pinch me moment?
My pinch me moment we have so many. It's always because the queen is always bringing out something new. You never know what she's going to come up with. She has so many irons in the fire that we'll have we'll have a meeting, and she'll just bust out something. Okay, we're gonna do this, and everybody's like, "Are you serious?" And we'll be on the phone, and so she's like, Are y'all excited?" Just like, "Yeah, we're excited. We just had to catch up because we didn't know you had that." Yeah, it's a lot of pinch me moments. It's like, man, there are designers that want to work with us, that work with other stars and stuff like that. Places we're going. When she said something about going to London, it was like, "Are you kidding? Are you serious?" I was like, "Okay, but they want you in New York first, but then they want you to go. They want to go to London." It's like, okay. So yeah, with the Queensman, I have a lot of pitch when it comes to that because she has so much stuff, and she's like, "I can't tell you about this. I can't tell you about this yet," because we'll have a conversation on the phone. And "I can't tell you about this yet. I can't tell you about this." And then when she finally lets it go, it's like, oh, man, for real. And it's like it's always this cruise, because this is my first cruise ever. So that was a pinch me moment. London was a pinch me moment. Every time I love New York, so every time I get on a plane to go to New York, it's a pinch me moment. And I'm just having to live my best life right now. This is fantastic right now. So it's only going bigger, it's only going on.
And more and more and more. And Queen says, when you stopped working for gift bag.
That was our first conversation when we were talking about me being a Queensman, or it wasn't even a Queensman at the time, just working with her. And she said the way she was talking to us was like, okay, it's time out for y'all work for gift bags. It's time for me to time for somebody to put some money in your pocket. And it was like, I never heard that before. I've heard managers say, well, if you give me this much money, I'll do this for you, and you give me some more money, then put some money in my pocket. But I've never heard anybody go, you know what? Don't worry about my pocket. I'm gonna put some money in your pocket. I don't want you modeling for nothing, or for gift bags, or for T-shirts, or whatever else. I'm gonna need you to put some money in your pocket. So I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm with you. Let's do this. Okay. And she said that, it clicked on and got my attention. I was like, never look back.
See? And look at you guys now. Again, ladies and gentlemen, all the Queensmen Fashion Group, please go and check it out. And you guys, what I love also is that you have a youth where you're mentoring the youth as well. So, final thoughts. Are there any final thoughts? Any advice that you would like to give to people who are looking to get into the modeling world?
Yeah, I would say with the modeling world, there's a lot of, just like with everything else, a lot of great things going on, a lot of great people, and a lot of not so great people. So my advice to someone that would want to get into this business is be careful who you work with and who you associate yourself with. Careful who you work with, who you work for. Make sure you check out the person that you are going to be working with and associating your name with, because once your name gets bad in this industry, it's bad. It's hard to get it back to good status if you can do it. So yeah, and all you need to do really to mess it up is just be around the wrong person, do the wrong thing. So yeah, always be careful who you work with, especially guys also, but especially ladies, especially young ladies. Be careful who you work with, because there's some really good people in the industry and some really, really bad people. So yeah, be careful who you work with. Always do your homework and check out who you're working with.
I'm going to go back to what Queen Alvanette said mid part of our interviews, the beginning of our interview. She says something about God pushing me into purpose. And that is today's final thought of the day, which comes from Latoya Luckett. She says, allow God to stretch you into your purpose. Each and every one of us has a divine calling. My divine calling was to host a talk show. And I knew I wanted to host a talk show ever since I was 8 years old. And I remember I would line up all of the boxes of Lusters and Dark and Lovely, and I said I want to look like one of the girls on the box. I didn't want to model, but
Okay.
I said I want to look like one of those girls on the Dark and Lovely box, and I want to host a talk show. So I said, in my teen years, I went to beauty school. That's one thing people don't know about me. So I trained to do my own hair and everything. And right after high school, I created my own little platform. We would call it Weekdates Topics, and I would do celebrity pop culture. And then I started doing interviews. So that's kind of how Style by Stevie was blossomed
Oh,
or formed, shall I say. And from then on, it just took a liking to its own. Life goes on. So you step into your purpose and into your power 100%. If you have a calling and God says, okay, this is what I want you to do, go into it. And if hosting a talk show or hosting a reality show, whatever you want to do, if that is your purpose and your power, I tell people this all the time too. Live life through fire. So if hosting is something you want to do, modeling is something you want to do, there's so many courses, there's so many people that can mentor you. Stephen here, Queen Abinette, and some of the gentlemen from the Queen's Men, Milton, Cleveland, all of them will be able to mentor you. There's so many people out here who can teach you about the fashion world. So many that can teach you about designing, because we're now having models design pieces after Stephen told me you guys design pieces and you're modeling your pieces and things. So find the niche that works for you. And more importantly, find your purpose. If hosting is something you want to do, go for it. And don't ever let anybody tell you that, oh, you're too old to do this.
no, because
May God rest her
I'm
soul.
52, so no.
Cicely Tyson, Marla Gibbs, and Cicely Tyson. God rest Cicely's soul. Marla Gibbs is still acting. You're never too old to go into your purpose and go into your power. And we've seen Marla Gibbs 227 and the Jeffersons.
Right,
She's still acting.
right,
So it's never too late to go after your dreams. Live life through fire.
right.
And Queen says, I'm 54. Well, I'm a baby here. I'm 30. I'm 30. You guys thought I'm like 29, 22. But yeah, I'm a baby. I'm still, yeah, fairly new. I started like in my teens right after high school. So I'm like 30 now. When you hit 30, and then when I hit my 50s and my 40s, it's going to be a completely different mindset. So life carries on. And that's how I've learned so much throughout the years as I've grown up into this woman. So that would be my advice to anybody. Follow your purpose, follow your power, and if God says you have a calling, it's almost like it's an epiphany to
Right.
you, because He'll wake you up sometimes at night, and you'll say, "God, what is it?" And I'll just start brainstorming, and I'll start writing things down. I do a lot of writing, so write your ideas down, plan ahead. And I was just telling my guests this last week. Write it down, plan ahead. Create yourself. I do vision boards too. So create yourself a vision board. Create yourself it's just like with football. You create yourself a game plan
Right.
of what you and your team choose to do.
Right.
So follow your purpose and your power.
Yeah, because
And
I,
that
I started a
go
model
ahead.
career at 48.
At what now? You cut off for a minute. What were you saying?
I was saying because I started a modeling career at 48.
Never too late.
That's
Never
what
too
I was
late.
thinking. I was like, there's no way that this is going to happen because I mean, I'm 40. Nobody starts it. This is the way I fell into it. And I did a photo shoot. I posted a picture. I was reluctant about posting a picture, but my photographer, the guy made me, like, go ahead, just post one. And I posted one night before I went to bed. And I woke up the next morning and it had like 320 likes by morning. Because I wasn't going to check it in the morning because I was like, okay, well, it's 9 o'clock tonight. Everybody's going to be asleep. So nobody's really going to see this until in the morning. In the morning, when I woke up, it was like 320 likes on that one picture. And so it just went from that to, I mean, it just went on. So it's like, and it's still going now.
Look at that. Look at God. See? And a lot of there. One more thing before we wrap up is there's ageism in the fashion industry too. Shelf life for models. They expect you to be young and vibrant and new. But listen, it's never too late.
Right.
Never too late. I've seen some of the greatest models continue on. Beverly Johnson, Veronica Webb, they are still walking the catwalks.
Oh,
Connie Fleming, as I mentioned, she just did the Mugler show yesterday in Paris. So it's so many models that are continuing on that are in their 50s. So many. Roshamba, she hosts, I think, Hollywood Entertainment. So, I mean, and doing the red carpets. They're still going on. They're still continuing on. Iman, who was married to the late David Bowie. I mean, they're still continuing on. Naomi Campbell, still killing the
yeah,
catwalks. So it's never too late to go after your passions and your dreams. But there is ageism in this fashion industry, and I'm glad the models are pushing back and saying 54 or 50 and 60 is the new 16 and the 19,
right,
because they expect when models start, they're like in their teens. They start at what, 14 or 15 years old in the business.
right.
And as you go on, you grow into the business, and then their shelf life is just like, okay, at a certain age, you got to stop, you got to retire. It's just like, no, they're still going.
No, I plan on doing this. No matter what we get into after that, I'll always do runway. Because I just love it. I'll always do runway. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's to anybody. Follow your passions. Don't let anybody say, oh, you're too old to do this. It's never too late. It's never too late. And I've had actors even come on the show and say, I started acting in my 40s. I started acting in my mid 50s, mid 30s. And I asked, why so late? And it's like, I wasn't ready yet. That wasn't the time. And it's just like, now's the time.
Right.
So it's never too late. It's never too late. Well, fashion dolls, that is this amazing conversation with Stephen Morris and the Queen's Men Fashion Group. We've had a couple of the models and photographers come in the audience, as well as the Queen herself, Avanette, who I'll be linking with after I upload this, and I have to go and edit our clip from the interview. And this will be uploaded exclusively to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. So make sure you guys head on over and subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when new interviews are uploaded. And by the way, this is interview 573. So thank you guys so much for your love, your support, subscribing. Even you can't catch me because most of the time you're just picking up the kids from school or on the way home from work. And y'all go back faithfully and watch those replays. I see everything from y'all watching the stories to y'all going back to watch the comments. Y'all see everything. So thank y'all so much for y'all's love and y'all support unconditionally. And thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you for allowing me to interview your guys.
Anytime. We all of us will come on here at any time you want us to. We're here for you. We got you.
And I appreciate it. It's such a pleasure interviewing you, Stephen. We got to have you back on again. I got to get Caleb on and the other guys.
Definitely. Just let me know when. I'm down. Just let me know.
I definitely will. And thank you all so much for tuning in today for this exclusive Style by Stevie. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. From the Braxton's first family, we have Bernard Q. Settles joining me tomorrow at 4. So make sure you guys tune in. It's an amazing week of great interviews. So make sure you guys are staying tuned in and locked in. And Stephen, where can everyone follow you?
All of my social media is locked. LOC_D King KING. My Instagram is Lock King 2019, but my Facebook and everything else is Lock King LOCD KING.
There you have it. And the Queen's Men Fashion Group, First Lady Queen Avanette is in here, so make sure you guys go and follow her, and make sure you're following the Queen's Fashion Group so that you guys can check out what the gentleman as well as the Queen herself is up to. Definitely go and check that out. And this interview will be uploaded here to IGTV, so you guys can go back and check it out in case you missed it. I love you all, and you guys enjoy your beautiful Monday. And take care.
Thank you.
Take care.